Ladies and gentlemen, a very good morning to you all. The time right now is 1 a.m. This is Saturday morning, February the 7th of 2026. And I welcome you all to a new live stream. We're going to be talking about election 2026. I know it's a very big topic. I know there's a lot to discuss. Election 2026, what does it mean? Does it mean the races in Wisconsin? Does it mean the races in Georgia? Does it mean the races in Florida? There are House races all over the country, gubernatorial races, Senate races. So when I say election 2026, it means a lot of things. But we cannot discuss everything in one live stream. Obviously, it's not possible. We're going to have to break it up into many different live streams. One day we may be talking about a Senate race, perhaps the one in Georgia. Then maybe we'll talk about a gubernatorial race somewhere, maybe a House race. And maybe one day we'll talk about the overall political climate and how things are looking for the different parties, the Democrats and the Republicans. Who's ahead? Who has an advantage? Which party is leading? Which party is falling behind? These are all different topics that we will cover, my friends. So I would encourage you all to stay connected, be a part of this community. 2026 just got started. There's going to be so much to talk about. It's unbelievable. Let me first welcome our friends. If you are tuning in, make sure that you're writing something, saying something in the live chat window. Introduce yourself. Tell us what city you're from, what state you're from. Tell us who your favorite candidate is. Tell us something. Introduce yourself. Frank is here. Frank is saying hello, Tassif and everyone. Hello, Frank. Evelyn is here. Frank's from Florida. Evelyn is from Nevada. Evelyn's here. And there are others who are going to be tuning in. As soon as we start a live stream, we just have to give it a few minutes for people to join. So my friends, as we get closer to the election, there will be more and more polls and surveys. That's right. I mean, that's nothing new, right? You already know it. There'll be all these different pollsters doing polls. There will be surveys. The polls will be perhaps focused on individual states. Some polls will focus on individual races. For example, there'll be polls looking at the Senate race in Georgia. There'll be polls looking at the Senate race in Ohio. There'll be polls looking at the gubernatorial race in Wisconsin. That's right. That's right. There's a governor's race in Wisconsin, which is just getting more and more interesting every day. It's going to be very interesting. There's going to be so much to talk about. The governor's race in Wisconsin. I really haven't covered it on this channel so far. I mean, I've talked about it briefly, but I have not done an in-depth analysis of the governor's race in Wisconsin. Maybe someday, over the next few months, perhaps I'll do. But there's going to be polls. There'll be polls looking at this governor's race. There'll be polls looking at various races across the United States. Now, analysts, what are they going to do? They're going to do their own surveys. There will be voter panels on TV. A TV host will probably go around asking questions to people of different ages, the young voters, perhaps the first time voters. They'll ask questions to the college students, they'll ask questions to the senior citizens, they'll ask questions to the suburban voters, they'll ask questions to the men and to the women, and so on and so forth. They'll ask questions to voters from different ethnic groups. And all the data will be collected and will be processed, and different conclusions will be drawn. Candidates, they will then look at these poll results. They'll look at these different survey outcomes. They'll look at all the data, all the numbers, and they'll try to figure out what changes to campaign strategies would be needed. They'll try to analyze their own campaign and try to see if changes are needed to improve the chance of victory. Political candidates will try to figure out which population subgroups they need to focus on: the college students, the seniors on Medicare, the middle-aged workers paying taxes and raising a family, or some other group. Political candidates will try to identify the strengths that they have and also try to figure out the weaknesses of their campaigns. There will be campaign ads on TV. I don't know if anyone's looking forward to that. I mean, political season, you turn on the TV and you're going to see all kinds of candidates sharing their message, and they'll say, "And I approve this message." How many times have we heard that? Somebody says something, there's like a political message: "Oh, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, blah, blah, blah." And then, "Oh, I approve this message." So, really, it's that season is coming very, very soon. You're going to turn on TV, you're going to watch political ads, campaign ads, okay? In fact, a lot of people are going are going to be like tired of campaign ads. It happens. Even people who are deeply, deeply, deeply involved in the political process, but when they are like turning on TV, they want to watch maybe a movie or something, and there's a commercial break, there's an ad. And it's a political ad. Okay, anyway, there'll be campaign brochures stuffed in people's mailboxes. You open the mailbox and you see a whole bunch of political campaign brochures, right? I always get a lot of political campaign brochures um, from different candidates, okay, sent to my address. So, my friends, let's talk about the biggest issues. What are the biggest issues as we head towards the midterm? And over here now, at this point, I'm going to take a little bit of a break. I'm not going anywhere. I'm not going to get up from my chair and leave the room, but I'm going to be pausing because I want to read what you have to write in the live chat. What do you think are the biggest issues as we approach the midterm election? Frank says, "Love the hat, Tossif." Thank you, Frank. Thank you so very much. What are the biggest issues? What are the biggest issues? What are the biggest topics? Go ahead. Yeah, Evelyn From your comment, I can draw the conclusion that you want greater accountability. You want greater transparency. You want taxpayer dollars to be used wisely. You want taxpayer dollars to be used appropriately. Is that correct, Evelyn? Go ahead, let me know. Evelyn is saying, damn right. Thank you, Evelyn. So yes, we want taxpayer dollars to be used wisely. You know, government takes a lot of money out of our pockets, out of our paychecks, right? For various purposes. So, as good citizens, we're supposed to be paying taxes, but then we should also be asking questions about how our tax dollars are being used. We have every right to know because those are our tax dollars, and the government is run by elected officials, people who are elected through the electoral process by getting votes. And so we want to know how our tax dollars are being used. We want greater accountability, greater transparency. So that's a very, very good point, Evelyn. Thanks for bringing that up. And it's common sense. It's common sense. You can't just be blind about the government. Just hand over your money, your tax dollars to the government and just close your eyes and not see how the money is being spent. No, that cannot happen. We want greater accountability, greater transparency. That's a good point. Anyone else? Anyone else? Go ahead, let me know. Go ahead, let me know your thoughts, your comments, my friends. I'm going to pause and give you an opportunity to write your comments. Go ahead. Fred is saying good morning from the fields of southern Indiana. Fred, great to see you. Thanks for being here. Someone's saying you're ignoring my thoughts and comments. I am not ignoring anyone. I am not ignoring anyone. I want greater participation here. Why would I ignore anyone? I want greater participation. I want meaningful comments here. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being here, my friend. So, there's something we need to start thinking about right now. Okay? What is it? The issues. If we understand the biggest issues, then we will be able to figure out which party has a greater chance of victory. Now, my friends, let me tell you what I think is the number one issue. Number one issue. The number one issue, you know this, it's national security. I believe that national security is the number one matter, perhaps. I hope you agree with me. National security. Someone's asking, are you a citizen? Yes, I am a citizen. Okay? I'm a naturalized United States citizen. I'm a proud American. Thank you for that question. My friends, when we talk about national security, it means our collective security. Are we safe in this beautiful country that we call home? Are we safe in the United States of America? As an American, ask yourself, do you feel safe in this country? Do you feel that we are protected from threats? Ideally, the answer should be yes. And I think the answer is yes. Yes, we feel safe in this country that we call home. Yes, we feel protected. And we have a great leader in the White House. We have bold leadership in the White House. We have a very strong commander in chief. And when we have strong leadership in the White House, in addition to strong leadership in the US Senate and strong leadership in the US House of Representatives, the American people feel very, very safe. And that's the answer right now. Yes, we feel safe in our country. With Donald Trump in the White House, with a strong cabinet, with a strong military, people feel safe in the United States of America. And it's not just about external threats, it's also about solving the problems that we have inside the country. We know that many foreign nationals entered our country illegally when Joe Biden was in office and when the Biden administration opened up the border, the southern border. Many foreign nationals entered our country illegally. We've we faced 4 years of absolute nightmare. Biden came to office in 2021 and he left in January of 2025. Those 4 years, those 4 years were extremely difficult for the American people. So, my friends, now we have real leadership in government, in the White House. Now, going back to the discussion of illegal immigrants, the people who entered through the open southern border, we don't know who these people are. We don't know their background. We don't know their history. We don't know their past. And that's always been the biggest concern, that we don't know who these people are, where they came from, and what their history is. Do they have a criminal record? And so right now, what do we see? Because of 4 years of absolute mess during the Biden administration, now that we have real leadership in the White House, we see this sense of extreme urgency to catch criminal aliens and to deport these criminal aliens. If you ever find yourself asking the question, why is ICE working day and night without a break to catch criminal aliens? That's because a lot of people with criminal history entered our country illegally during the open border days of the Biden-Harris administration. I don't know why they call it Biden-Harris administration. Anyway, uh, it's Biden administration, but if they want to call it Biden-Harris administration, that's fine. That administration, by the way, is gone, no longer in power. So you see that ICE is working very hard to arrest these criminal aliens and to get them out of our country. Therefore, people are starting to feel much safer. Do you agree with me? People are starting to feel much safer when people hear the news that ICE is out there arresting criminal aliens, that Border Patrol is very active, and that other federal agencies are working very hard to remove criminals from our country. People feel safe. Let me know if you agree with me, my friends. Go ahead, share your thoughts, share your comments in the live chat. Go ahead. I want to hear from you. I want to hear what you have to say. You don't have to agree with me. You can disagree with me, that is fine. But make sure that you're sharing your thoughts in the live chat window. I'm waiting for your comments, my friends. Go ahead. Share your thoughts. So, what I was saying, Philly's saying absolutely agree. Thank you, Philly. Philly says absolutely agree. Thank you. And Evelyn is saying that's what the popular and electoral votes stand for. This is such a great point raised by our friend Evelyn. This is what we voted for. This is what we want to see. We want to see criminal aliens being apprehended. We want to see criminal aliens being arrested. And we want to see criminal aliens being deported. Does that make sense? Thank you, Evelyn, for pointing that out. Appreciate it. That's what we voted for when the American people gave the Electoral College victory to Donald Trump. When the American people gave the popular vote victory to Donald Trump, this is exactly what we voted for. We want to see the enforcement of our nation's immigration laws. Bree is over here. Bree is from the neighboring state of Michigan. Anyone else from Michigan other than Bree? Anyone else? Bree, so great to see you. Bree from Michigan. Someone's saying, bro, you're Indian. No, I'm not Indian. Not at all. Okay? You got that one wrong. Okay? I mean, you can always ask if you have questions about my origin, where I came from, my ethnicity. You can ask me questions. But if you just come up with an answer without having any background information, you're wrong. Anyway, I'm not from India. Bree, good to see you, Bree. Brad is over here also. Brad, wonderful to see you. All right. Yeah, Bree says don't assume. Exactly, Bree. That's what I've been trying to explain to people. Hey, listen, people can always ask me questions. That is what I encourage people to do. Ask me questions. Just ask me, hey, where were you born? Where are you from? When did you come to the US? Are you a US citizen? You can fair questions. Go ahead and ask me. But don't make any assumption. All right? Don't make any assumption. Someone's asking, where did you move from? Well, I was born and raised in Bangladesh, in the city of Dhaka. Okay, that's where I was born and raised, in the city of Dhaka. By the way, for those who don't know this yet, according to current rankings, Dhaka, the city where I was born and raised, that is the second most populous city in the world, with a population of 36 million people. 36 million people in one city, not even in the whole country. In one city, 36 million people, right? So that's where I came from. A very populated city. I think the most populated is Jakarta, Indonesia. Jakarta is like the most populated. Dhaka, where I'm from, is the second most popular. I mean, 36 million people. All right. And once again, just in the city, in the country, I'd say it's 180 million. 180. 180 million approximately. And 36 in the capital city of Dhaka. You can look it up. You can look it up on the internet. The rankings, yeah. Bree says, love your hat, Tassif. Thank you so very much, Bree. Bree, it's so good to see you. I think it's been a while since we saw you during a live stream. So yeah, thanks for being here. Someone's asking, how has the legal immigration affected you? Well, legal immigration is great. Legal immigration is great, and people are still coming in. They're coming in legally. They're following the paperwork. They're doing everything that's necessary, fulfilling the requirements, going through the process of obtaining U.S. citizenship. So that's great. That is great. That's how it should be. Okay. The person is asking, but how has it affected you? I don't understand your question when you say how has it affected you? Yeah, I mean, clarify your question. I don't understand it. I mean, how has it affected me? I came to the US, I became a US citizen. I'm a proud American. Um, if you're talking about how it has affected me, well, it has legal immigration has brought me to the greatest country in the world, the United States of America. I don't know what answer you're looking for, but that's my answer. It's the greatest country in the world. Can we agree on this? I think we can, regardless of political views. You could be a Democrat, you could be a Republican, independent, whatever. But if you are an American, you got to agree that this is the greatest country in the world, the United States of America. Can we just write USA in the live chat? Can we do that? Can we do that? Right. Write USA. USA in the live chat. Go ahead. Go ahead, my friends. More and more people are joining this conversation. Go ahead. Write USA. Evelyn's writing USA, USA, USA. Thank you. USA. Thank you. Thank you, my friend. So back to the discussion. What was I saying? I was saying that there's this sense of extreme urgency to deport criminal aliens. So if you ever find yourself asking the question, why is ICE working day and night without a break to catch criminal aliens? Well, that's because a lot of people with criminal history entered our country illegally during the open border days of the Biden administration, and that's why ICE has to go out and work so hard, put their own lives at risk, and work hard to catch criminal aliens so that these aliens can be deported. And so, my friends, people are starting to feel much safer now. So, the Trump administration, I believe, is doing a fabulous job in combating domestic and international threats. So, as an American, I feel great about our national security. You can let me know what your thoughts are. I feel great about our national security. And then again, you got to remember more is being done. And I've talked about the Golden Dome missile defense system that is being developed, and it is going to be such an amazing system, such an amazing system for our national security. The Golden Dome missile defense system. Okay, I've talked about it before. So if you have not listened to my my thoughts on that, you can go back and um, listen to those conversations. So Golden Dome is going to be amazing. And so, my friends, I'm happy to report to you that according to a Fox News survey, it was found that the Republican Party is seen as better able to handle national security. Isn't that great? So what it means is that the American people, they trust the Republicans more when it comes to national security. People trust the Republican Party to ensure national security. So the Republicans in the House, in the Senate, the Republican president in the White House, they have all earned the American people's trust. The American people trust the Republicans to handle national security. So this is great. And the same is true for border security. The same is true for immigration. People trust the Republican Party more. People trust the Republican elected officials more when it comes to prioritizing border security and prioritizing the enforcement of our nation's immigration laws. Republicans are more trusted by the American people. And so, as we approach the 2026 midterm, the voters who care about these issues are going to strongly support the Republicans, the Senate Republicans, the House Republicans, and I would say that they will also strongly support the Republican gubernatorial candidates. Now, there's an issue that the Democrats seem to be bringing up. They say, oh, affordability, affordability. How many times have you heard affordability? When the Democrats are talking, they say, oh, affordability. Okay, my friends, I'm going to share my thoughts on that with you. The Democrats, what they try to do is paint a false picture by saying that there's a crisis and people cannot afford things. That's not true. Well, let me tell you. The real crisis was during the 4 years of the Biden-Harris administration when people could not afford gas, when people could not afford groceries, when people could not afford to even go on a vacation. And it takes time to recover from that kind of a situation. It takes time to repair the damage done by the Biden administration over a long period of 4 years. It takes time to fix the problems that the Biden administration created. It's never a quick fix. And yet we see that the Trump administration has made real progress, amazing progress, great progress to lower prices, to make gas affordable, and to make vacations possible. And so people overall are feeling extremely optimistic. It doesn't mean that we have solved all the problems. It doesn't mean that our work is done. No, no, no. A lot more has to be done. A lot more needs to be achieved. Many other problems will need to be solved. There's more work to do in the days and the weeks and the months and the years ahead, my friends. There's more work to be done. But let me just give you one simple indicator of optimism. Can anyone guess what that indicator is? I'm just going to give you one example. I'm going to mention just one thing about the economy. One thing that I think is an important indicator that shows optimism in the economy, optimism among the American people. So, can anyone guess what that indicator is? Go ahead. I'm going to pause for a little bit. I will give you the opportunity to respond. Let me know, my friends. Evelyn got the answer. Evelyn, congratulations. So prompt and absolutely accurate answer. You got to look at what Evelyn wrote. She wrote stock market. Stock market. Any stock market expert here? Anyone who pays attention to the stock market every day? Anyone? Anyone? Go ahead. If you have a lot of knowledge about the stock market, you can go ahead and indicate that, introduce yourself. Because the stock market is an indicator that shows not just optimism, but tremendous optimism. My friends, the Dow Jones Industrial Average, what happened to the Dow? Can anyone tell me what happened to the Dow? Did the Dow reach a new milestone? The Dow Jones Industrial Average? Go ahead. Once again, Evelyn has the answer. Record high. Record high. How high? Evelyn, you're absolutely correct. Record high, but how high? What record are we talking about? How high did the Dow go? The Dow Jones Industrial Average, my friends. 50,000. 50,000, my friends. The Dow has crossed 50,000, and that happened on Friday. Here we are into Saturday. The Dow crossed 50,000. The Dow jumped. It reached a new milestone, a great milestone. 50,000. And it happened with President Donald J. Trump in the White House. So do not be deceived by all those people who say, oh, the economy is doing bad. Oh, there's a problem with affordability. Oh, we can't afford stuff. We can't, groceries are expensive. Don't listen to all those people who try to paint a false picture. Even when things are going great, they'll say, oh, things are so bad. Things are so bad. You know why they say that? Because they don't like anything that Trump does. They don't like anything that the Republicans do. And that's why they say, oh, things are not affordable. Oh, this is a problem. Listen, we have seen problematic days. We have seen crisis. We saw how all the economic indicators were heading in the wrong direction. We saw that during the Biden-Harris administration. And now things are heading in the right direction. Things are getting better. The stock market is doing great. It's amazing. The Dow Jones Industrial Average hit 50,000, went beyond 50,000. Things are great. And so, the title of this live stream, what is the title of this live stream? Election 2026, Voters' Priorities, Expectations, and the Current Reality. So let me just give you that answer. The voters prioritize national security. The voters prioritize affordable gas. The voters prioritize overall public safety and peace of mind. What are the expectations that people have? People expect government to be accountable. People expect government to be transparent. People expect laws to be followed and respected. People expect that foreign nationals will come into the US legally. People expect that illegal immigration must come to an end. People expect a brighter future, more optimism, and that is exactly what we have right now, my friends. That is exactly what we have right now. So do not allow the left-wing activists to give you wrong information. Do not listen to the lies coming from the left. You gotta do your own research. You gotta You got to look at the reality. And the reality is that things are getting better and there's a lot more to come. A lot more. The golden age, keep that in mind. There's a lot more to come, a lot more great news. So, my friends, how are you feeling? Do you feel that the Republicans will hold on to the House? The Republicans will hold on to the Senate during the midterm, in the midterm? Evelyn is saying great. Thank you all, my friends. Thank you so very much. And please make sure you're subscribing. Kay Cooper says, sorry I'm late. That's all right, Kay. That's all right. I started this late. I started this at 1 a.m. So very, very late. But I'm glad you're here, Kay. That's our friend Kay Cooper from Texas. All right, my friends. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to be wrapping up this live stream because I think I discussed everything that I wanted to discuss. Unless you have questions. Unless you have questions. If you have questions, I'll stay. Do you have questions? Evelyn says, thank you, Tassif. Evelyn, thank you so very much for your continued support. Hey, listen, I'm happy to stay here. I don't have to go. I mean, the time right now is 1:42 a.m. I got nowhere to be now. I don't have an appointment. This is very early in the morning. So if you say, Tassif, don't leave, stay here. We got a lot more to discuss. I'll stay. I'll stay. I'm drinking tea over here. You know, caffeine. I'm gonna be up for a while. I'm gonna stay up. If I'm not doing a live stream, I'll probably write an opinion piece or work on something. Maybe work on my next podcast episode. Someone's asking what's happening to Bitcoin. Well, what do I know? What do I know? I'm not a fan of crypto. I'm not, as of now. In the future, I don't know. I don't know. If the world of crypto evolves, I gotta do more studies. I have to figure out what's going on in the world of crypto. But as of now, I'm not a fan of crypto. All right? Absolutely not. You know, people ask me, oh, Tassif, you like crypto? No, I don't. Okay? Does it mean that I will always not like crypto? No, maybe in the future, when things change, when I learn more, when people learn more, when crypto becomes more, I don't know, when crypto becomes something that more and more people can understand, then maybe I'll have a different view. Right now, it's just this mysterious world of crypto. Okay, a lot of people are very, very engaged in it. Not me. Not me. In fact, hold on a second. Hold on a second. I got more information to share. If you're thinking, okay, Tassif answered my question, I'm gonna head out now. No, do not, please. January 1st of 2026, this is the first day of this year, I wrote a blog post. You'll find it on my website, tassifanam.net. I wrote a blog post and the title is The cryptocurrency craze and the weight of gold. That's right. The cryptocurrency craze and the weight of gold. And I'm going to read to you one small paragraph from that writing. I wrote, as we slowly exit the age of Pisces and move into the new age of Aquarius, there will be a growing departure from the tangible and a movement towards the virtual. And yet, I make the bold prediction that on the other side of the age of Aquarius, with the dawning of the age of Capricorn, gold will be treasured again. Do you understand what I wrote? Do you understand what I mean by this paragraph? We're leaving the age of Pisces. We're entering the age of Aquarius. And that's why you see that people are moving towards virtual stuff, moving away from the tangible, moving towards virtual. It's because we are entering the age of Aquarius. But you got to look at the other side. Fast forward couple thousand years. When we go to the other side of the age of Aquarius, go from the age of Pisces to the age of Aquarius, and then to the age of Capricorn, gold will be treasured again. Thank you all for being here, my friends. You're so wonderful people. Bree is here. Bree is saying thank you, Tasa. Thank you, Bree. Great to see Bree here back for this live stream. We're going to be talking about Michigan again, Bree. There's going to be a lot to talk about when we think of Michigan. Evelyn is saying gold is the standard. Thank you, Evelyn. Someone's saying you cannot defend this administration anymore. Which administration are you talking about? Are you talking about the Trump administration? This is an administration that I support. I voted for Donald Trump. I voted for him in 2016, in 2020, and in 2024. Donald Trump has assembled an excellent team when you look at his cabinet, the cabinet members, all the individuals in charge of different departments, different agencies. It's a great team that he has. A team that is working day and night to make America stronger than ever before. Evelyn, thanks for your support always. Salerno, good to see you. Salerno is here. Thank you, Salerno. All right. Okay. Do you want to hear more from my blog post on cryptocurrency? I can share with you. Okay, I wrote, over the last several years, cryptocurrencies have received a lot of attention. For some, exploring cryptocurrencies has become a newfound hobby. Many have emerged as enthusiasts and even as experts to speak before a seemingly curious audience about the benefits of cryptocurrencies. Online materials, blogs, videos, and podcasts push people towards dipping their toes in the river of cryptocurrencies. Success stories, glittery photos of wealthy crypto traders, and the promises of a glamorous life entice people towards cryptocurrencies. Many not only dip their toes but dive in fully to experience crypto's depths. And I wrote, some people invest in cryptocurrencies not fully knowing what these are. Many are tempted to pour their savings into this cryptic world of cryptocurrencies, not understanding the risks. Hard-earned money gets converted to currencies that people can neither see nor touch. What did you think so far? What did you think so far? Let me know. I can read a little bit more if you want. Hold on a second here. I wrote, gold has stood the test of time. Gold has been cherished and treasured by various people all over the world for thousands of years. Gold has been used in transactions, worship, honoring the deceased, giving gifts, and more. Gold has been owned by emperors and rulers, held by governments, bought and sold in the open market by the general people, and coveted by all those looking for a timeless way to maintain and grow the value of one's assets. Currencies can rise and fall, but people's faith in gold remains. Even in this day and age, when many have been affected by the cryptocurrency craze, gold remains a reliable store of value. Gold is transfer, uh, tangible and non-perishable, and also it can be transferred. So, anyway, I'm not going to read the entire post, but I'm going to share with you the link so you can click on it. You can click on it. I shared with you the link to my blog post. Frank says T T T T. Tosif tells the truth. Thank you, Frank. Any more questions for me? Any more questions for me, my friends? No questions? All right. Okay, we're getting close to an hour here. So I think I'm going to wrap up, okay? Grocery prices are going down. Grocery prices have gone down significantly and going down even further. Gas prices, same thing, going down. So Trump's doing a great job. All right, I'm going to wrap up this live stream. Thank you all so very much for joining me. And I hope you all have a wonderful Saturday. And I will be back to talk about more important topics. So may God bless you all. May God bless President Donald J. Trump. May God bless the Trump administration. May God bless the Republicans in Washington. May God bless the United States of America. May God bless our U.S. allies. And may God bless freedom-loving people all over the world. So thank you so very much, everyone. Great to see you all. And I'm going to be back again very soon. And if you have not subscribed yet, please do so. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.